What's going on, gunners? Mike Gun Landscaping, and you're getting it done with Gun. Today's video is going to be about these two new John Deere mowers I've got behind me. We're going to do a 50-hour review, my thoughts, things I like, things I dislike so far. So let's get into it right now. All right, so as we talk here about these mowers, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any screaming in the background on the other side of that fence. It's a Sunday afternoon, family day, taking the time to do some review on these mowers. We got them here cleaned up, but we do have a little bit of a pool party I got to get back to, and they're asking where the music's at. I'm like, I got to turn off the music, you know, copyright issues. so let's get into it. Let's talk about this one first. Matter of fact, I'm gonna, on the fly here, I'm gonna do a separate video on the other one, on the quick tracks. So this video is gonna be solely about this one. So if you want to see that video, make sure you go check that out. And as soon as it's up, I'll link it in the description below. So this guy right here was the main one, the main purchase this spring that I was gonna get into. Because I had the older Gravely and the other older Turf Tracer X-Mark, and with us picking up some larger commercial properties, I just decided, you know, we've been looking at new mowers, so I'm just going to go ahead and make the switch. Honestly, guys, I've never really looked at John Deere. Never really been my thing. And you know, 15 years in the business, 10 years in business for myself, over 10 years now. I've heard quite a bit about John Deere's and their poor cut quality over the years. However, lately, in the past, 4 or 5 years, I've heard, whoa, a little water here. Also irrigating the lawn on the other side of the fence, getting a little overspray. Hopefully it didn't get on the lens, maybe a little bit. All right, hopefully that's okay. I apologize if it's poor quality video here. So, anyways, however, I did get the skid steer last year now, and you know, bought that at an auction for a hell of a deal. And with that, I've got a dealership, John Deere dealership, a couple miles from my house. It's actually the closest dealership to me that sells mowers, and so I've developed a relationship with them with the skid steer, and they've always had the parts and everything I've needed. They're a bigger operation and huge farm operation. As you can see where I'm at here, you know, we've got nothing but fields around me, all around. So we've got a lot of farmers out here, and a lot of them, you know, spending a heck of a lot more money than I am. But needless to say, I've got a good dealer, a great dealer, and that's the key. Any mower you guys are looking at, buy the dealer. Don't buy the mower for the brand, buy the dealer. Are they going to be supportive? Are they going to help you even though you may be a small fry like myself? Are they going to treat you just like everybody else? Are they going to have the parts in stock? That's what you're looking for when you buy a mower, and that's what I looked for. I've always been, you know, I've always run X-Marks, Gravely, and all that. And the past several years, that dealer is further away from me now. We've moved into this place 6 years ago now, but they're further away. But they're also just not as supportive. They never have what I need, you know. So that's a big deal. So, anyways, with that being said, decided to go with John Deere, and overall, I have not been disappointed whatsoever. This mower right here is a freaking beast. It's done everything I've asked it to do. I've sharpened the blade several times, you know, and I just greased up everything underneath the deck with, what's it called? Fluid film. I've never done that before. However, I'll talk about why I'm doing that, and I don't know if it'll work or not. I'm just trying it. What do you guys do? Do you guys do anything like that when you sharpen blades? I just did it for the first time just to see if we can't get well, you can't see anything with the sunlight, but see if we can't get it to not stick so bad with the grass. Now, going in the summer months, I don't know if you can tell, but things are drying out here. Obviously, that's why I'm irrigating my backyard over here where we all hang out all the time. That's a separate project I've got going on. But man, look at that big gouge right there. Wonder what that's from. Anyways, squirrel. So anyways, trying to keep it from caking up because I am new with these guards on here, the grass flap. I've never had that on my mowers. I do understand why you have them. I mainly got them for mulching up leaves. We do a lot of mulching, and I have heard mixed reviews about the mulching kits you can get on these, mulch on demand or whatever it's called for these decks on these Deers. And even my sales rep was like, you know, I've heard a lot of guys having issues with that. So I just went with that option. Now we can keep it out of the mulch beds, you know, and keep it off sidewalks here and there, but mainly for mulching up leaves. So, you know, we'll see how that works. I'll probably have another video on that. But so far, that option on here, the grass flap, you kick it right there, flaps down, perfect, works great. You get a little cake up, you know, where it flies up or whatever, but all that inclusive with us using that a lot more, obviously the deck's getting caked up a lot more underneath there, so I'm trying to prevent that by putting on the fluid film. I've never tried it, just kind of experimenting. So let me know what you guys do to try to keep the grass from caking up so bad underneath. I understand I need to scrape my decks, you know, probably twice the amount of times I need to sharpen blades. However, it gets really caked on there. So next thing we'll talk about while we're talking about the deck is these covers here. This is mixed emotions right here. Somewhat disappointing that they're just plastic, thin plastic. However, it is very easy to remove. These are kind of, they seem really cheap as far as these little clips, but they're very functional. You know, you just pull that off there and then twist this like that and it comes right off. So as far as ease of maintenance, ease to get to, very nice there. And these things, man, you could replace that for probably nothing, you know, if you lose one. However, I will say I have mowed with them quite a bit with these off because grass does tend to get caked up underneath these. Other mowers I've owned, maybe I can get this back on. Really need to go turn off that irrigation because I'm getting my camera wet here, but we're gonna work with it. Grass does get caked up underneath those. That's an issue. Other mowers I've had, they've been a little bit bigger, you know, maybe squared off. And even on the quick track, even those are bigger. So let me pause this. I'm gonna go turn off this irrigation here real quick. For the record, been watering the heck out of this, getting some new seed going on. Doing some experimenting right there. That's for another video though. That's mowing that with the new Toro Time Master that I purchased too. Doing some experimenting there, a little bit of Ryan Knorr inspiration right there. That dude's been inspiring me to kind of experiment a little bit. So anyways, back to this. So yes, that gets clogged up very easily. That's a little disappointing. However, you know, you can run them without the guards on there. Not a critical issue. It does not clog as easily that way around the spindles. You know, you got to keep that stuff cleaned out. Otherwise, you know, it's easy to take those off and blow them out. No big deal. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm mixed about that one. Not really a big deal, but kind of a nuisance at the same time. So overall, the deck and the cut quality, I'm impressed, and it stripes pretty well too, guys. No striping kit on here or anything. It does come with, I think it's on this one. Maybe not. Maybe that's on the other one. Okay, never mind. X-nay that. But the main thing I'm impressed with overall, and I've demoed Ferris, I've demoed some of the other ones that, you know, claim to have very nice ride quality, and I will say this ranks right up there. With these Z-Glides, this is a pretty cheap, you know, option to add on, but this here is just a torsion, and this does this motion in here as you hit bumps and stuff. And anybody that's mowed for any amount of time knows that, you know, you can add as much suspension back here as you want, but if these aren't giving any up here, every bump you're gonna feel it. So the fact that those give a little bit is awesome. That mixed with the tweels and the amount of give they have and the traction, man, those things hang some hills. And the the glide seat, comfort glide. This thing here will slide back and forth. I don't know if you can see that as I'm holding the camera, but it slides back and forth, and then you can set it to your weight rating, and then it's up and down as well. So, you know, those three options working in conjunction with one another is freaking amazing. So the power, this motor on this one is a Kawasaki. You know, John Deere does their thing where they, you know, rebrand it, whatever they do. I believe it's 28 horse. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to go look it up, but I'll put it right here in the video. Plenty of power. This thing just freaking screams. Even my dad, when I was out here mowing my own yard, he's got the shop right next door, and he was like, man, when your turn going away from me, he's like, that motor just screams. It's got a lot of power, and it's relatively loud, which is not, you know, as cool, but it is what it is. You got that much power, you know. It is what it is. So yeah, not much to say about the motor, as it's just pretty generic. Being Kawasaki, it's not the Briggs & Stratton with the oil guard or any of that nonsense. I don't need that. I don't put that many hours on these machines. I change my oil every 50 hours. You know, it's right out of needing an oil change right now. I've always been religious about that, and I've never had a motor failure, you know, knock on wood. So the tank is on this side here, and it is a massive tank. I'm not exactly sure how many gallons, but I know the other day with gas around 270, cost me 30 bucks to fill it up, and it lasts all day, you know, 8-hour day of mowing, and it gets you through it. So that's pretty impressive coming from what I'm coming from. That's my personal opinion. You got your gauge right there. The controls are relatively simple. One thing that I did have to let kind of get brake in was the brake here. It was pretty stiff to pull up, the parking brake. You do have to have that on to start the motor, or to start the mower. All this is pretty generic here. This is the M model, so the R is the one that has all the extra. I think it's R. Is it R? I don't know. Comment below. How's all the extra, you know, electric deck lift and all that. And in my opinion, when it comes to some of these commercial mowers, sometimes less things to go wrong is better. So the fact that I can quickly lower and lift the deck on the fly, no big deal to me. So this thing locks, you know, you unlock it while you've got your pedal pushed in and let it down, and vice versa, you know, and it works really well. This dial, no issues with that so far. Maybe in the long run, maybe that'll wear out or something, I don't know, but you know, I got parts right down the road. So overall, you know, very functional design there. Really impressed with that. Another thing on the seat here is it does have this lumbar deal there, and you can make this go back and forward or whatever. So the seat upgrade, extremely impressive. Honestly, you know, the armrests, I use them quite a bit, and these could be improved. You know, you've seen some nicer armrests out there, but I can see these not wearing as easily. So overall, very, very impressed with it, more so than I thought I would be. And the fact that it handles hills amazingly compared to mowers I've had in the past. I don't have much bad to say about it. The plastic covers on the deck, I believe that could use some improvement. They do clog rather easily. That's kind of annoying for the amount of hours that this machine's meant to be put on, you know, meant to put on it. There we go. But things like, you know, these being able to be replaced if they're ever broken or whatever, they come right off there. It's the same way on the other mower. Just pretty impressive overall. I come from generations of Deere lovers, and I've never really cared for them as far as mowers until now, and I've owned them, and now I see, you know, now I see why all my neighbors run them, you know, and now I get it. So pretty impressive overall. So that's that one, and in the next video, guys, we will talk more about the Quick Track, and with it, overall, haven't been as impressed, but some little things with this mower and the reason I purchased it will be in that video here coming up after this one. So check that one out. Until next time, guys, take care of the things that take care of you, right? And you know, including your mowers, your family. You got to go spend time with them right now. So, hey guys, I'll check you later on the next one. And go check out that video on the quick track too. Hey, make sure you subscribe too if you haven't subscribed already. Click the bell, click the thumbs up, you know, all that jazz. Comment below, you know, what's your guys' opinions on John Deere? And, you know, do you have a Deere dealer near you that would make this even an economical choice? You know, I have one just down the road, so that's what changed my mind on it, and I'm glad I did. So, later, guys.